Okay.
Hi, Julia. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. Thanks. How are you?
I'm very well. Guys, welcome to The Greatest Knits. My name's Matilda. This is Julia. On today's agenda, we are going to be talking about what we're working on, look a little bit at some stretching that we do after we knit. We are going to have a chat about who is inspiring us at the moment. And we are going to run through a top 3 that we're going to reveal later in the show. So to kick us off, Julia, tell me what you are working on. I see a sweater.
Yeah, this is finished. I showed it last time. So this is the Vincent Sweater. I told the story last time. And we've done the photography like we planned. And this is going to be a pattern that I'm publishing. I think it's going to be out in December. And yeah, it's going to be my first official male-female sweater. So I have some separate sizes for male that you can obviously also use for a female body, just to give different options and measurements. Yeah, the Vincent Sweater. But right now I'm working on making another sample of a previous pattern that I made. It's called the Richter. I'm very happy. It's a slight change. I slightly changed the color up here.
Beautiful.
Very happy with it. And I'm knitting it now in fingering weight yarn, which is something I wanted to try out. It's originally designed for sport weight, but it's perfect for fingering weight. And this is Mominoki yarn that is new at the shop. It's Stephen and Penelope. And it's in milk tea, to pick up a subject from our last episode. And the dark color is called Plum, and it's fin sheep. So it's a fin sheep base. Beautiful. Very nice. I'm very excited. I've just split 4 body and sleeves yesterday night. So tonight's going to be some more digging here. What are you working on?
I'm actually not working on anything at the moment, because around the time that we last recorded, about a month ago, I started getting some pain in my forearm, which I attribute to both doing too much knitting for the West Knits Mystery Knit Along, and also to using my computer for too many hours in a day. For the first 2 weeks, I really just slowed down knitting a lot, and I only did it every couple of days. But for the last 2 weeks, I haven't knit at all. And instead, I've been reading, and which is great. I've really enjoyed getting back.
Sure.
But I'm going to give it another couple of weeks before I pick up my needles again, because I think I was just taking it too seriously and knitting for too many hours in a row and not taking breaks and giving my muscles the rest that they needed. So I'm very hopeful that nothing permanent has...
Yeah, and it brought us the subject for this, the first subject for this episode.
It did.
Because we realized we both have had this experience. I've had it myself as well. If I'm working on a certain deadline, or just put myself too much under pressure to knit, I get cramps. I get a bit of pain in my shoulder and arm. So we thought this is a good moment to share some ideas, suggestions, inspiration about how to keep your arms, shoulders, and hands subtle, and to help you keep being able to enjoy knitting.
Yeah.
And
at this point, we have to very strongly say that neither of us are professional physiotherapists, doctors, health professionals of any kind of... our advice is not something that you should engage in unless you've talked to your doctor. This is just our experience. And
sure, and if you have chronic pain, go seek advice from a professional.
Yeah.
The sooner the better, really, with these things.
Don't put it off.
But while I was doing some research on this, I came across this book it's written by a physiotherapist from the US. He's called Carson Demers. It's a bit tricky to get hold of here in Europe. So Carson, please find a European distributor, because this book is really what the knitting world's been waiting for. He's been interviewed in Fruity Knitting, I should mention. So if you want to know more about the book, go over to the great podcast by Fruity Knitting and watch their interview with him. He's done a whole research about knitting comfortably and what you can do to knit comfortably, stretch, and he shares his professional knowledge. It's very recommendable. But I realized that the things that I do are actually part of my little yoga routine. So I thought I'd just share some stretching techniques that I do. And first of all, I wanted to mention that imagine you'd be running half an hour, whatever. The most natural thing to do is afterwards is to do some stretching. You know, it's part of the routine. You're used to it. But if you are sitting down like me in the evening, mainly, you knit 1-2 hours in one go. I just go stand up. I go to bed. That's it. I don't do any stretching. And if you look at the position that you are sitting to knit, you know, you have that's usually how you sit. Sometimes you tension your shoulders because you're on a difficult stretch in your project, or you don't want to drop stitches. They're all kind of very repetitive movements that you make with your hand. If you're knitting stockinette, for example, you're making the same movement with your hand for an hour or two. So I think it's really helpful to make it the stretching part of your routine when you get up, stop knitting, or when you take a break. And take a break. I mean, that's the first thing. So my first stretching exercise is just basically what I do when I get up is I gently interlace my fingers. I flip the palms forward, backward. So I loosen up my wrist up here.
And I can feel it in my shoulders as well.
Yes, you feel it back here. You're also doing stretching here. Stretch my hands out wide. I turn the thumb down and back as far as possible. Then you feel it here, up here. And the other way around. And really, you feel it down here. That's a muscle that you use a lot when you're knitting. So I do that a couple of times. And you already feel that your shoulders warming up. And again, please don't do that if you have any chronic pains. Be really careful and gentle with your body. I bring my arms behind my back, and then I grab some fabric here, or if you can reach your fingers, you interlace your fingers. And then you roll open your shoulders. You draw your shoulder blades down, and you open your chest. And then you gently reach up your chin very gently and down. And I'm doing that a couple of times. And I let go, do a couple of shoulder rounds. I turn my head left, right. And some of them, of these exercises, Carson Demers also shares in his book. But some are just regular loosening up exercises that you do after sports, really. And they sound maybe silly and small, but they can make a huge difference if you make it part of your routine. But we also had another shared passion, apart from knitting. We have the passion for massage balls. Do you want to go first, Matilda?
Yep, I am a total addict. I've got a cricket ball. What I do with this is I put it against the wall and I roll against my trap muscles, the base of my neck, but not on the spine, obviously. And then I roll out the muscles along the side of my shoulder blades. And I also get my hips because I sit all day. So I always loosen up my hips as well. But I probably do this at least every couple of days, depending on how tight my shoulders are.
Yeah, sounds delicious. I like it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Well,
I've got a similar ball, but this one's from foam. It's like a bit of a stiff foam. And I put them on the table. So this would be the table, and then I just roll my hand over it, and mainly the ball of my hand, the bottom, but also the top's really nice. And I go over all my joints in the soft tissue. And then I also roll it further down, and I roll it up and down this muscle here, which gets a lot of tension. And you can also put it like this, and you roll it, and you feel it's like a soft pain, I'd say.
Yeah,
It's like
a muscle knot or Pinocchio in.
Yeah. So I did a yoga teacher training. So we always spoke about green pain and red pain. And green pain is like the good pain. It's like just this, it's like the soft spots. It feels good. It feels like relaxing. But the red pain is something like a sharp pain that you don't want. So if you've inflamed muscles or joints, it's not good to be rolling your ball over them and make it worse. So again, be careful. Be gentle. We like to talk about what's inspiring us at the moment, other makers, creators, and what have you been looking at recently?
Well, today my inspiring Instagram account is Gabriella Makes, and she'll be linked in the notes at the bottom here. Gabriella is a dyer and knitter and designer, and just has a really beautiful feed. She focuses on natural dyeing and those very warm, peachy, dirty pink, corally brown tones, which really speak to my aesthetic and color preferences. And her feed is just impeccably curated.
It is.
Yeah, it's so beautiful, right? She's also just started offering a course on how to style your photos in a sort of similar way, and I think that sounds really exciting because she obviously has a lot of talent there to share. So Gabriella Makes is my inspiration for this week.
I love her feed, and I love it that she shares her knowledge about how she created that incredible feed. So I look into it. My inspiration has been, or somebody I've been looking at, is AKA Shayna, I should be saying. That's right, AKA Shayna, on Instagram. On Revelry, she's called Shayna K7. And I came across her because maybe 3 weeks ago, I saw a really nice pattern on Ravelry. It's called the Patchwork Pullover, and it's made of pieces of knit together fabric in a bit of a thicker yarn, really nice color combination. It looks really cozy. It has a bit of an 80s vibe. It's kind of like a blocky sweater. I like it a lot. I mean, I've been thinking about making a intarsia sweater for a long time. I'm still not there, but I like that 80s intarsia thing going. And she has, if you go to her feed, she is a very enthusiastic and very active knitter. I think she also sews. And it's great fun to see her share her photographs, her projects that she's done. But I really like it. I like her looks, and it's a nice feed. I hope she's making more patterns too.
Really inspiring aesthetic as well. I love it.
Yeah.
I also just wanted to mention last time my inspiration was Rastus Sue, and I incorrectly attributed the origami shawl to Rastus. In fact, Rastus was kind enough to contact me and point out that that pattern is by Margie Kuiper, who is on Ravelry and has some really lovely patterns published there, and is sky blue pink, all about color on Instagram. So I've contacted Margie to apologize profusely, and I just wanted to let you all know that I made a boo-boo. So to wrap up our top 3, would you like to introduce the section this week?
So our top 3 this week is our favorite 3 gifts that we've either received or given. I would like you to go first.
Okay,
and share yours.
I can. So I have 2 gifts that I've received and 1 gift that I like to give. The reason I chose the 2 that I received is because they were very thoughtful gifts. The first thing was a teapot from my friend Aidan. The reason this is such an important gift to me is because, as we established last week, I drink a lot of tea. Aidan had come over for an afternoon tea and noticed that the teapot that I had just leaked everywhere. It just kind of, tea was running down the body. It was terrible. So for my birthday, they got me this very nice Bredemeyer teapot. And Bredemeyer, I believe, is quite a well-known Dutch brand.
Yeah, it's a classic, I think. Yeah.
And then the second gift that I received, not once, but twice, that has been very touching to me, is a Fringe Supply field bag in the Black Watch tartan pattern. So
jealous again. Hey, it has the same.
It does. It matches your sweater.
Yeah.
Black Watch tartan was my school uniform, and I missed out on buying one of the Black Watch tartan field bags the first time around. But Malia, who we work with, our boss, knew how much I wanted one and very, very, very generously gave me hers for my birthday one year. And then I went on holidays with it, with my knitting project, and I left it on a park bench. And I was absolutely devastated, not only to lose the project in progress and my 3 favorite lipsticks, but
my God.
also my fringe bag. It was tragic, and I, did everything I could to get it back, and nothing worked. But then my magnificent colleagues at Stephen and Penelope managed to track down another Black Watch tartan bag. So that was a birthday present a couple of years ago from those guys, and I'm very, very grateful to have my Black Watch tartan bag back in my life. And then my favorite gift to give is always a food gift. I particularly for the holidays, I like to make a big batch of something delicious and give it away to all of the lovely people in my life. Last year, I made a batch of everything but the bagel sprinkle seasoning, which is a Trader Joe's sprinkle thing that I'm absolutely addicted to, but you can't buy in Europe. And so everyone at the office got a little jar of magic sprinkles. And
it was delicious.
Yeah, so good. And then this year I'm going to be making lots and lots and lots of kimchi and delivering that around to my lovely colleagues and friends here in Amsterdam. So
and I love that you are making it yourself, and I already look forward to it.
And your 3 favorite gifts?
Yeah. So my most favorite gift, top number 1, was actually also done by you. This one was you actually made a website for me. So if you go to Julia Wilkins designs.com, you'll find my website, and I got it as a birthday present from you and my other dear colleagues. And it was the most amazing experience to be having a website from one day to the other, populated with all my patterns, beautifully designed. I just had to click activate and it was live, and I had a website. And it's on Squarespace, I think it's called. And it's really easy to change, and they have nice models that you can use. And I love it. It's really nice. So that was untoppable. Number 2 is my gift that I'm giving this year is made by a Dutch local maker. She's called Love It Designs, and it's these little pouches. And she's used all the scraps from these projects to come up with these adorable little pouches.
Oh my
Can you
God.
believe it? Yeah, I know. It's very difficult. So it's loveitdesign.nl, and she promised me to put the website she has online. And I think I'm using mine for stationery, but you can also use it obviously for your notions, or as a makeup case, or even for your glasses.
So handy.
So very cute, aren't they?
Super
Yeah,
cute.
I'm very happy.
The details are so good. Like that.
Yes, yeah. I know. And my third present is at the moment, because we have to wash our hands so often. We're asked to do that, and I started using soap bars. So I like soap bars because they don't use plastic wrapping, and you can get them in very nice scents. You can get them from small producers. And my idea also here was to ask people to share their favorite soap brands in the comments below. Share them with us and also with the other watchers that pass by. I just love soap bars. And you can get them nowadays. You can get them for the hands, for your face, for your hair, anything really.
This is the perfect time for soap bars. 2020 is the year of soap. So
exactly.
That's all we have time for today, I think. Julia, I'll see you next time.
See you next time. See you around. I'm looking forward. I hope you guys enjoyed our video. Give us a thumbs up, share it, and maybe put in your comments what you would like to see us talk about next. Yeah,
absolutely.
open for inspiration.
From you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Take care.